The Magician's Way. Written by William Whitecloud. Narrated by Mike Cooper. Prologue. My name is Mark Vale, and the one thing I can safely say about my life is that it has never been dull. When I was growing up in Africa, every young boy kept a pet mole snake. Mole snakes are harmless little animals that, like their mammalian namesakes, live underground, feeding on insects and grubs. Apart from being blind, their unique feature is that their heads are nearly indistinguishable from their tails. You really have to look carefully to tell which end is which. All my friends had mole snakes. They were so easy to come by. You had only to turn over a rotting log or dig up a fallow vegetable patch, and there, more likely than not, would be one of these dual-headed, giant earthworm-like creatures wriggling haplessly about. Yet, no matter how diligently I searched, I could never find my own pet mole snake. I was the only 7-year-old boy within 100 miles who didn't have one. Then, one day, my luck changed. I was looking for a ball that had bounced into a corn patch in our backyard, when my eye caught sight of something coiled around a stalk of corn. A mole snake! Forgetting about the ball, and with my little heart beating with joy, I knelt down and put my hand out for the snake to climb onto. Up close, I noticed there was something odd about this particular mole snake. For a start, it was out in the open, and it was larger and less opaque than the other mole snakes I'd played with, but it had a head where its tail should have been, and it was the same dark color. I just took it to be a big daddy of a mole snake. This little fellow wasn't as obliging as the mole snakes I was used to. It turned away from my hand and began slithering across a broad corn leaf toward another stalk. Not wanting to let it get away, I grabbed it gently around the middle and picked it up from the leaf. Before I knew it, the snake had turned around and bit my thumb. It hardly hurt at all, but I got such a fright that I flung my arm up in the air, sending the small creature flying across the sky into our neighbor's yard. Because mole snakes are non-venomous, I didn't feel anything except disappointment that I had lost my precious find so quickly. When you're 7 years old, though, you don't hold on to disappointment for long, and I was soon kicking the ball around without a care. It wasn't till later that morning that my thumb began to throb. By lunchtime, I was in real agony. When I explained to my father what had happened, his face went white as a sheet. He looked gravely at my mother, who had also turned pale, and said 3 words in...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?